The average radio listener listens for 18 minutes. The average fan listens for, are you ready for this? Okay. An hour and 20 minutes.
How can that be?
Answer most commonly given. I want to see what he'll say next.
All right, okay, fine. But what about the people who hate
Yergs? Good point. The average skater listens for 2.5 hours a day.
Look, but if they hate him, why do they listen?
Most common answer, I want to see what he'll say next.
We've had our fun dancing around the former president's rather eccentric interpretations of our country's founding document. May I offer you something more explicit?
I only want to be a dictator for one day.
Just so you know, that is how it starts. I'm not saying anybody has to do the arms salute. Let's just start with a few people doing the arms salute, and we'll see if the arms salute catches on.
Got to share something here.
Been a lot of fun. He's been terrified of catching gay. That's been fun. I mean, that's been hilarious, by the way. He can hear me in the bathroom. Chris, I'm talking about you. Hey. Buddy. Just relax, it'll come out easier. That's how scared he is of being gay. His body is so clenched. Just a bang on the door to get it out. See? Oh, man. Most homophobic thing he's done yet. I'm the headliner, and I'm actually a gay man. The first thing he did was leave. That's how much he doesn't want to catch him. That's incredible. He's like, oh, it's getting closer. I'll put my in a different room. What's up, everybody? You've been a lot of
and Customs Enforcement was offering signing bonuses of up to $50,000.
That's a shocking number for sign-on bonuses.
The county was among several in Utah to recently sign on under the 287G program. The idea was an enhanced partnership with greater transparency between the locals and the feds on immigration matters.
Part of the agreement is that you provide them names of the deputies you intend on putting through the ICE training in order to participate in the program.
The sheriff now says he's pausing before deciding to send those names.
I'm looking for a little more confidence that the names I provide are not going to be actively recruited by ICE as they complete the training.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement was offering signing bonuses of up to $50,000.
That's a shocking number for sign-on bonuses.
The county was among several in Utah to recently sign on under the 287G program. The idea was an enhanced partnership with greater transparency between the locals and the feds on immigration matters.
Part of the agreement is that you provide them names of the deputies you intend on putting through the ICE training in order to participate in the program.
The sheriff now says he's pausing before deciding to send those names.
I'm looking for a little more confidence that the names I provide are not going to be actively recruited by ICE as they complete the training.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement was offering
promised 4 years ago at the Republican convention, I'm going to restore law and order.
And I have,
country.
except in Democrat-run cities. Look, we have laws. We have to go by the laws. We can't move in the National Guard. I can call insurrection, but there's no reason to ever do that. Even in a Portland case, we can't call in the National Guard unless we're requested by a governor.
Do you think political allegiance to Trump is a requirement for serving our nation, either in uniform or a civilian in the department?
I'm incredibly proud, as are millions of Americans.
No. They had Seth. Yes or no?
Congressman, you know what a silly question that is.
But silly enough to warrant a
Constitution.
very straightforward answer. Yes or no?
We all support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
You know what?
We're proud
I'm not going to waste
Trump.
my time anymore. You're not worthy of my attention or my questions. You're an embarrassment to this country. You're unfit to lead. And there's been bipartisan members of Congress that have called for your resignation. You should just get the hell out and let somebody competently lead this department.
Mr. Chairman, do we not have any decorum in here?
Thank you very much. I yield my time.
Gentleman yields back. And I would urge everybody to remember and maintain a decorum suitable for this chamber with their further comments.
Like answering the question.
We will not take a lecture on decorum from a party that incited an insurrection.
Yeah, well, let's continue with that one.
As you know, the president is before the cameras almost every single day at cabinet meetings, at the White House, getting on the plane, getting off the plane. He's taking questions.
You're right. He does talk a lot on TV right now. I did see him recently defend not releasing the Epstein files. We're recording a very cringe video right now. I'm gonna get canceled online for how cringe this is.
Do you think just, saying, hey, this, Democrats voted to hurt small businesses and working families is going to be a winning message?
Well, I think it's and I think the American people know it's I appear to live rent-free in the minds of some of my Republican colleagues.
I now recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What the are we doing here?
Donald Trump, the president of these United States, wants to be a dictator. He is trying to be a dictator. He said it multiple times this week. Today, he explained why a lot of people, I think in his own head, think he should be a dictator because he's stopping all the crimes.
So the line is that I'm a dictator, but I stop crime. So a lot of people say, if that's the case, I'd rather have a dictator. But I'm not a dictator. I just know how to stop crime.
Ah, yes, Donald Trump, tough on crime. It just depends on who's doing the crime, doesn't it? Beyond all his administration's lies and the mobilization of federal law enforcement in Los Angeles and Washington and members of the U.S. military, Donald Trump is the most unabashedly pro-criminal, pro-crime president of my lifetime. In fact, I started compiling this list of all the people that Donald Trump has pardoned or come to the aid of just since taking office in January, and it is mind-boggling. On his first day in office, Donald Trump pardoned every last one of the January 6th insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol and attempted a coup against the U.S. government on his behalf. Roughly 1,500 convicted or suspected accused criminals. They included hundreds who were handed lengthy sentences for very serious felonies, such as assaulting police with deadly weapons. Many of those rioters have had, maybe you won't be shocked to hear this, serious brushes with the law since they were pardoned. Andrew Tate is one example. He used a metal whip and bear spray to assault police officers at the Capitol. He was sentenced to 6 years after bragging about these crimes to a woman on a dating app. 2 weeks after being pardoned by Trump and freed from prison, he was arrested in Texas for soliciting a minor for sex. Then on the second day of his presidency, Donald Trump pardoned Ross Ulbricht, founder of the Silk Road and online black market for drug dealing. The guy took hundreds of millions in commissions on sales of methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, and other opioids. I mean, you could make a case he was the biggest drug dealer in American history. He was serving 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole when Donald Trump pardoned him unconditionally. On his third day in office, Trump pardoned Washington, D.C. police officer Tara Sutton and Lieutenant Andrew Zabowski. Sutton illegally chased a 20-year-old man on a moped for 10 blocks. He struck another car and died in the crash. The 2 officers then tried to cover up their role in his death. They were sentenced to hard time for obstructing justice. Trump pardoned them, falsely claiming the motorist they had killed was illegal. They have since been reinstated to the D.C. police force. Trump also pardoned former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, convicted on 17 counts of corruption, including an attempt that we all remember and all heard to sell off Barack Obama's former Senate seat. Trump pardoned him using the former Democrat's criminal case as a way to discount the myriad investigations, indictments, and convictions that he faced. He pardoned Brian Kelsey, a Republican former Tennessee state senator, a guy that was 2 weeks into a 21-month sentence for a campaign finance fraud when Trump pardoned him. He illegally funneled nearly $100,000 into a failed congressional campaign. In May, Trump pardoned Todd and Julie Chrisley, TV reality stars who were serving federal prison sentences for wire and bank fraud. The lavish lifestyle they flaunted on air was apparently bankrolled by fraudulent bank loans the couple hid from tax authorities. They were two of nearly 24 convicted fraudsters, thieves, and drug dealers Trump pardoned in May. Again, this is way beyond the pace of any president in my lifetime. He also pardoned Trevor Milton. He was the founder of an electric truck company. He was sentenced to federal prison for exaggerating the company's technology, up to and including a fake commercial in which they pushed an immobile model of the truck down a hill to make it look like it could really drive fast. The truck didn't actually work. Milton went to jail for it because he defrauded people. Last year, he donated $1.8 million to Donald Trump's campaign, and Trump pardoned him in March. Thanks to that pardon, Milton will not need to compensate his shareholders who lost millions. Now, that is just a partial list of Trump's pardons and commutations since he took office 7 months ago. It's a wild list. It's unlike any list I've ever seen or ever covered.
Folks, this is over the fence and behind him.
Some of you bring politics into the church. You think that politics is spiritual stuff. Politics is of this world. You think it's your duty to be political about this, that, and the other. No, your duty is to serve the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, body, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Don't be talking to me about my spiritual responsibility to vote. Don't be telling me that voting is spiritual. See, that's what happens when you don't read and pray. When you don't read and pray, you say, wow, there's a Bible out now that includes the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Isn't that wonderful? No, it's disgusting. It's blasphemous. It's a ploy. Are you kidding me? Some of you are so encouraged by that. Let me tell you something. The gospel is not an American gospel. It is the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ.
And this guy, Pastor Lauren Livingston, is spitting. And he wasn't done.
Yeah, well, he's going to be done for now. All right. How's everybody? There we go. There I am. That's thanks to the Young Turks, but actually, I think that's on Facebook. I went back today to the I'll check it out. Martin from the UG Media. Yeah, I went back today to doing the intro of things that we're going to talk about and we either got to in the past or here's another one. I
To a tribe. We don't take an oath to a religion. We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator. We don't take an oath to an individual. We take an oath to the Constitution, and we take an oath to the idea that it's America, and we're willing to die to protect it. Every soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, Guardian, and Coast Guardsman, each of us commits our very life to protect and defend that document, regardless of personal price. Country. We don't take an oath to a tribe. We don't take an oath.
Yeah. Jon Stewart and General Milley particularly. Wow. How scary is that? That they've come, this I don't know what you say. This obvious? This real? It's still obvious he's on the list. So we're going to keep those hashtags up there too. But I mean, this guy's going to go. There's militant groups being planned in preparation for a civil war. Did you know that? And what do we usually say? This is not that hard. He actually said in his campaign, we showed you the video of it, I only want to be a dictator for one day. How'd that turn out? Jon Stewart was right. That is how it starts. I got to put some metadata in here quick. That is how it starts. But how does it stop? Was it yesterday that I played that? Actually, during the show, I think. Or where did I see that? Oh, Michelle sent me that. Yeah, this was a really good article. I'll put it in. It's long, so I'll put it in the show notes, and maybe we'll just touch on it. But I gotta try to find her because I need that actually. It's from Larry Ziegler. No, actually, it's a post by a guy named Larry Ziegler, whoever he is. But it's written by Chris Armitage. Just August of this year. How did I do that? I hate how on the app you can, on Facebook app, you can access chat. Or actually, you can't. You got to go. Lots of things I would do differently. All right, there we go. Back here, pull this up. Yeah, this was key. In 1933, German conservatives thought they could control Hitler. 2 years later, they were being executed in their homes. This Chris Armitage spent weeks researching this question, desperately looking for counterexamples, for hope, for any time in history where people successfully stopped fascists after they started winning elections. Here's what I found. Once fascists win power democratically, they have never been removed democratically. Not once. Ever. I know that sounds impossible. I kept digging, thinking surely someone somewhere stopped them. The actual record is so much worse than you think. Let's start with Germany, because everyone thinks they know this story. Franz von Papen, the conservative politician who convinced President Hindenburg to make Hitler chancellor, said, "We've hired him," in January 1933. He thought he was so clever. Within 18 months, the Nazis were machine gunning von Papen's allies in their homes during the night of long knives. Von Papen himself barely escaped to Austria with his life. Every single conservative who thought they could control or moderate Hitler was either dead, in exile, or groveling for survival by 1934. Italy was even dumber, if that's possible. October 1922, Mussolini announces he's marching on Rome with 30,000 black shirts. Except here's the thing. They were poorly armed, disorganized, and the Italian military could have crushed them in about 3 hours. The king had his generals ready. He had martial law papers drawn up. The military was waiting for the order. Instead, he invited Mussolini to form a government. Just handed him power. 23 years later, partisans hung Mussolini's corpse upside down at a gas station while crowds beat it with sticks. The king died in exile. Hundreds of thousands of Italians had died for that moment of cowardice. Spain might be the worst because everyone saw it coming, kind of like us. 3 years of escalating fascist violence. Actual assassination attempts. Then, in 1936, Franco and his generals launched a straight-up military coup. The Spanish Republic begged for help. France said, "Not our problem." Britain said, "Both sides are bad." America declared neutrality. The result? Franco ruled for 39 years. He died peacefully in his bed in 1975. They're still finding mass graves in Spain. Still. In 2025. Want something more recent? Look at Hungary. I've been saying this one, Blake Fisher. Look at Hungary. Orban won democratically in 2010. By 2011, he had rewritten the constitution. By 2012, he controlled the media. By 2013, he had gutted the judiciary. It's 2025. He's still in power. The EU has been, quote, very concerned for 14 years. 14 fucking years. They've written strongly worded letters. Sound familiar, Democrats? They've held meetings. Sound familiar, Democrats? Hungary is now one party. Hungary is now a one-party state in the middle of Europe, and everyone just accepts it. Okay. But surely, someone, somewhere, stopped them. Finland in 1932 is the only clean win I can find. The fascist Lapau movement tried an armed coup before they'd secure government power. The military stayed loyal to democracy, crushed the rebellion, and banned the movement. That's it. That's the success story. Well, we know where our military already is. One time out of roughly 50 attempts, fascists were stopped because they were stupid enough to try violence before winning elections. France in 1934 looked like a victory for about 5 minutes. Fascist leagues tried to storm Parliament on February 6th. 6 days later, 12 million workers went on general strike. 12 million. The entire country stopped. No trains, no factories, no shops, nothing. The fascists backed down. Great victory, right? Except those exact same fascists enthusiastically collaborated when the Nazis invaded 6 years later. They just waited. Portugal's fascist regime finally fell in 1974 after 48 years. How? Military officers launched a coup. Democratic resistance has been crushed for 5 decades. International pressure meant nothing. The dictator Salazar died in 1970, and his successor just kept going until the military said, enough. That's your success story. wait half a century, and hope the military gets tired. The pattern is so consistent that it's almost funny if it weren't so terrifying. God damn it, people. I have been saying this. Since way before anybody else, Blake Fisher has been calling Donald Trump the fascist that he is. Ugh. Now where's my goddamn spot? Every single time it goes like this. Conservatives panic about socialism or progressives or whatever. They ally with fascists as the lesser evil, Donald Trump. Fascists take power, took over the entire RNC. Fascists immediately purged the conservatives who helped them. Also sounding familiar? Marjorie Taylor Greene? Then it's 30 to 50 years of dictatorship. This happened in Germany, Italy, Spain, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Greece, Portugal, Croatia, Romania, and Hungary. Want to know how many times conservatives successfully controlled the fascists they allied with? 0. Want to know how many times fascists purged the conservatives after taking power? All of them. Every single time. Quick shout out to both my brothers who think they know better. I told you it would not be the Democrats coming after your guns. And here's the part that breaks your heart. Violence works. For them. Fascists use violence while claiming to be victims. They create chaos. Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Chicago. That requires their authoritarian solution. Let me say that again. Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and plenty more. Then they purge anyone who opposes them. Meanwhile, Democrats keep insisting on following rules that fascists completely ignore. They file lawsuits. They write editorials. They vote on resolutions. And fascists just laugh and keep consolidating power. The statistics are brutal. Fascist takeovers prevent after winning power democratically 0. Average length of fascist rule, once established, 31 years. Fascist regimes removed by voting, 0. Fascist regimes removed by asking nicely, 0. Most were removed by war or military coups, and tens of millions of people died in the process. I'm not allowed to make the obvious contemporary comparisons, but you're already making them in your head. I am, and I will say it. I've been saying it. And now that I'm on other platforms, besides Facebook, besides places that won't share this on algorithms, I've got people sharing it manually. I will say it. We can control him is being said right now. Well, that was said. That was gone. That's done. In 2025, by people who apparently never cracked a history book. I said that. Based on the historical record, there are exactly 3 ways this goes. Option 1, stop them before they take power. Option 2, war, something that is being prepared for. And option 3, wait for them to die of old age. Fortunately, this one is already helping check box number 3. He's 78 years old, is a fat slob, looks awful without makeup, looks shitty with it. So I don't think can be anywhere close to a long reign by him. But let's be real about this. And I'm off script now. Let's be real about this. He's not the one in control anyway. Steve Bannon, Stephen Miller, other people that control him. And when they never leave, then what? They tried anyway. But here's the thing. We already missed our chance. I've been saying this. The window isn't closing, it's closed. The Supreme Court foolishly declared Trump above the law. He's threatening to arrest political opponents. He already searched John Bolton's house. He's already sent the FBI after elected officials when they haven't committed crimes. Congress is dickless. Here it says Congress is his. I'm saying Congress is dickless, ballless. Most state governments are his. And I don't know about most, but I think we're close enough. Billionaire oligarchs openly coordinate with him. Tim Cook, this is why another reason why I'm leaving Apple. Tim Cook, that pathetic bought and paid for piece of shit, gave Trump a golden iPhone. Just get on your knees, dude. Get it over with. The window slammed shut. So let's stop pretending we're in the prevention phase and start talking about what to do when fascists already control the institutions but haven't really fully consolidated power yet. Because historically, nobody's been here before. Not like this. No wealthy democracy with nuclear weapons has ever fallen to fascism. The 1930s examples everyone cites were broken countries. Weimar Germany was weakened by World War I and hyperinflation. Italy was barely industrialized. Spain was largely agrarian. We didn't have the world's reserve currency. They didn't have thousands of nukes. They didn't have surveillance technology that would make the Stasi weep with envy. America was all that, plus geographic isolation that makes external intervention impossible. Plus a population where 30 to 40% generally wants authoritarian rule as long as it hurts the right people. The historical playbook is useless here. We're in unprecedented territory. But that also means the old rules about what's possible might not apply. Option 1, the Blue State Coalition. California's economy is bigger than the UK's. New York controls global finance. The blue states collectively represent over 60% of America's GDP. They could theoretically make the federal government irrelevant. Imagine if California, Oregon, Washington, New York, Massachusetts, and others started coordinating directly, ignoring federal mandates, creating their own interstate compacts for everything from climate policy to civil rights. They already started this with climate agreements when Trump pulled out of Paris. But I'm talking about going much further. State-level cryptocurrency to avoid federal monetary control. State-funded healthcare systems that ignore federal restrictions. State-level immigration policies that simply refuse to coordinate with ICE. Make the federal government have to physically enforce every single policy, stretching their resources to breaking. The precedent? The way northern states nullified fugitive slave laws in the 1850s. The way states are currently ignoring federal marijuana prohibition. I've been saying that too. I'm not necessarily opposed to the legalization of marijuana, but my question that's never been answered during this entire process, and this goes back as far as when I was in the San Francisco field office between 2004 and 2007, So we're coming up on or even past 20 years. How can Colorado, being one of the first, if not the first, to legalize marijuana, do it when it's illegal at the federal level? How do you get it there? Now you're trafficking. How do you have it? Possession. Separate it up into different piles. Intent to distribute. That's all federal charges. D.C. legalized marijuana. They were surrounded by Virginia and Maryland, who had not done it yet. What do you do? And I lost my place again, of course. The precedent, the way northern states nullified fugitive slave laws in the 1850s, the way states are currently ignoring federal marijuana prohibition, but coordinated and comprehensive. Option 2, selective compliance and what's called Irish democracy. The Irish called it Irish democracy when they were under British rule. The silent, dogged resistance of millions who simply ignored laws they found illegitimate. Don't protest. Don't riot. Just don't comply. Red states need blue state money. Blue state taxes fund red state governments. What if millions of people in blue states simultaneously decided to claim exempt on their W-4s and simply stop paying federal taxes? Not as a protest, but as a coordinated forgetting. Overwhelm the IRS. Make enforcement impossible. Doctors in blue states could perform or could ignore abortion restrictions and perform abortions. Teachers could ignore curriculum mandates. State police could refuse to enforce federal laws. Not dramatically, just incompetently. Sorry, we couldn't find them. The paperwork got lost. Our systems are down. Make every single act of authoritarian control require physical enforcement. Then, make that enforcement impossibly expensive and difficult. Option 3, secession. We already have two incompatible visions of what America should be. One side wants a multi-ethnic democracy with a social safety net. The other wants a white Christian ethno-state with unlimited corporate power. These cannot coexist indefinitely. What if blue states started seriously discussing secession, like the American Civil War? Not threatened as political theater, but actually planned. Constitutional conventions, referendums, negotiations for national debt division, military base transfers, currency agreements. Yes, the last time states tried to leave, it caused a civil war. But that was over slavery, with clearly defined geographic boundaries and two relatively equal economic systems. This would be the economic powerhouses leaving the welfare states. What would the red states do? Invade California? With what money? The mere serious threat might be enough to force structural changes. Quebec nearly left Canada twice and got massive concessions both times just from credible threats. Option 4, international intervention. This has never happened to a nuclear power, but this is a first time for everything. Blue states could request UN election monitoring. They could sign their own climate agreements with the EU. They could create alternate diplomatic channels. California could request peacekeepers for election security. New York could invite European observers for financial transparency. Make it embarrassing. Make America's collapse visible to the world. Force the international community to pick sides. No, the UN can't invade America. So I don't agree. I said with him going, with T-Rump possibly going into Chicago next, Pritzker just looks to the north, brings across Canadian, I mean, they're on a Canadian border, brings across Canadian forces, sets up around the borders of Chicago, takes control of the airports. Go ahead, land at O'Hare. See what happens to you. But they can isolate it. Sanctions work, ask Russia. International humiliation works, ask South Africa under apartheid. The uncomfortable truth. We're past normal. I've been saying that. I've been way saying that. Just my assessment and description of what civil war is happening right now. It's unlike any war ever seen. But so was the American Civil War. We're in World War III. Started by this guy. The guy who said he would end it is in World War III. You don't believe me? Why don't you ask China? China. Ask India. Ask all the people who are going back on their agreements, because he's gone back on his with regards to tariffs. The UN can't invade America, but they can isolate it. Sanctions work, ask Russia. International humiliation works, ask South Africa under apartheid. The uncomfortable truth. We're past normal. The fascists have already won round one. They control the institutions. They have their judges. They have their media ecosystem. They have their army of true believers who will excuse anything. But they don't have the money. They don't have the cities. They don't have the educated workforce. They don't have the young. And most importantly, they don't have legitimacy in the eyes of a majority. The historical record says once fascists gain power, they stay for 30 to 50 years. But the historical record doesn't have examples of fascists taking over a country where their opposition controls most of the economy, technology, and cultural production. We're in uncharted territory, which means we need unprecedented responses. The question isn't whether these options are extreme. They are. The question is whether we're ready to admit that normal is already gone. The window to prevent fascism closed. But the opportunity for something else, something unprecedented, might just be opening. The German conservatives who said we can control them were all dead or fled within 2 years. We're just months into our vision of this story. The question is, are we going to be the first generation that finds a new way out? Or are we going to be another cautionary tale future historians write about? At least we're finally asking the right questions. And again, that was by, I'm scrolling all the way up, that was a long one, by Chris Armitage. Yeah. And I got to look him up, see who this Chris Armitage guy might even be. It was well done. I mean, if he's some douchey nerd, so be it. But Chris Armitage writes about fascism, is a journalist. Co-founder and CEO of Global Evergreening Alliance, the world's largest implementation alliance focused on community-led. I don't know if that's the right one. dailycost.com. Yeah, I mean, this is the same article. Here's the article, so this is even better than the Facebook post. But I'm trying to find a bio, new profile by Mark Plocker. No, this is just somebody else again reposting which I think I'm going to do. This is how you get something past the algorithms. You get off your ass and repost it. There's a poll here which says, which option do you support? And it only allows you to pick one of the options. Option 1 was the Blue Coalition. 2 is selective compliance and Irish democracy. I mean, they kind of can easily go together, and I think more readily is the selection of a bunch of these options. I would say other, because it doesn't give you an actual opportunity to come. Oh, here. My suggestion is there's 5 options. Options 1 through 4. 1 being the Blue Coalition. This is from the article. 2 being selective compliance and Irish democracy. 3 being secession, and 4 being international intervention. I say other, the 5th option, because I think a combination of definitely 1 and 2, possibly also 3 and 4, maybe kind of sort of secession, but also international intervention, maybe not necessarily like UN peacekeeping forces or military or an actual attack, but like I said, it's 2025. You can conduct war without a military. Donald Trump is doing it. He's been attacking other countries. Why do you think Uganda is taking deportees? The fuck do they want with them? And why are they being deported if it's in agreement and consistent with the agreement that Uganda doesn't get anyone with a criminal record? Then why are we deporting them? So we can put pressure on Trump and Congress, and for that matter, the Supreme Court, to pull their heads out of their asses, get Trump out, 25th Amendment his ass, and then do the same thing to Vance. He's nothing more than a puppet. Any of them who said anything remotely derogatory about him and then turned coat. Trump or Vance called him Hitler way before I did. And now look at him. So I think a combination of these 4 is what's going to happen. You can't wait this out. Gavin Newsom's right. It's time to start punching people in the face. And some of them might be Democrats. So, yeah, that's again from journalist Chris Armitage. Let me put in journalist with this, because I don't think that's the right former congressional candidate. Info at armitageforcongress.com. That's probably so he's got a Substack. Yeah, I know, but is that the one from the World Economic Forum too? Public policy analyst, former law enforcement officer, veteran, and author. Chris Armitage, journalist. Okay. Yeah, former law enforcement officer. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's try to see this guy then. That let's do this. Let's go back to that and try to do the images. See if any of these come up, like actual size. There you go. That's him. Yeah, there's some that are not, clearly. A lot of these don't look the same as the actor or the other. So the Evergreen Alliance guy is not the same one. Putting quotes around Chris Armitage, so I still get shit from the others. The one Chris Armitage is pretty cute. But I'm still getting Richard Armitage, who's an actor. I don't think related to this guy. What did he do in law enforcement? I see that guy. Oh, I thought I was sharing here. Sorry. That is not the guy. That is. But I'm wondering. Like, what else? You see, here's the story. There you go. It's toasted. Yeah, I mean that's us right now. But the thing is, not all of those ICE agents are real federal agents. There is no way ICE performs that poorly on the street. This is the shit that pisses me off. When I see religious stupid shit like this fat slob being made to look like Jesus or some godsend. This is the one. This clown picture of him is the one that's more appropriate. But this guy, Gavin Newsom, dude's got a set of balls that come in the back of a dump truck. And Pritzker, Hochul. It's a start, and it's something that needs to keep building. Oh, hour one, down already. All right, I need to take a bunch of breaks, but we're kind of limited on commercials anyway. You know that. So let me do that. I got to actually go back and renew my membership for this one. So I don't even know if I should still be playing this anymore. We'll get talking about some of the other things too. And finally, better coverage of the crosswalks here in Florida. We'll take a look at a bunch of different places who have to get rid of their rainbow crosswalks. But we'll take a look at some things that, per this policy, should also be going and might not be. This is Up the Middle on the Mastiff Media Network. I'm Yergs. We'll be back right after this. What are you doing later? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to the gym, but not just any gym, Momentum Fitness and Wellness. Walk right up to the door. There's a QR code on the door. You can sign up right there. You've got no excuse. But not only that, their equipment is amazing. It's kept up well. It's expanded. There's stretching area. There's CrossFit. There's hardcore training. A dedicated area for stretching, dunk tanks, sauna, everything you need to get that Hernando beach body or keep your Clearwater beach body. You can train with your shirt off, you can scream, you can yell, and you won't be intimidated either. Go to Momentum Fitness and Wellness on US 19 in Bayonet Point, Jasmine Estates. Build the momentum at Momentum Fitness and Wellness. Yeah, so there's no way that I'm not shadow banned on Twitter. I went from like 40 or 50 viewers last week to nothing all this week. Definitely. So that's why right there, go to Mastiff Media. Go to our company website where all this individual station websites direct you to, at least at this point. Once each station grows, they will get their own website. But for right now, mastiff.media, www.mastiff.media. And check out the updates. Have a look through the whole site. Please suggest updates that you'd like to see. Things that we're covering. I'll put this article, what I just read, in as a blog post and share it there with credit to Chris Armitage. That's not my work. Be very clear about that. I'm happy to cross promote other actual patriots. I wonder if I should put that in. So the phone lines are open, by the way, and we're getting away from chat. I'm giving you all a heads up now. We are getting away from using the chat. Soon you will not be able to put a shared chat box because the next platform that we're using doesn't have it. Oh, sorry, Mr. Microphone there. Right down there, down at the bottom. Those are all the phone numbers. You can call from Australia. Yes, you can. Area code 4994-3165. 4994-3165. And of course, the other numbers 1-888-88-YERGS, 844-GAY-LGBT. Now also on WhatsApp, +1-267-716-1932. Get used to calling in. The next system that we're going to, it's the one that we're actually selling, doesn't have the integration with chat. I don't want it. I don't want it. Primarily, this is audio only, and therefore we call it radio. You need to call in. Yeah, Superfan Ken's in the chat. Holy shit. He's also over there on Discord. I think I got a thing for that too. But anyway, this is the website. Take that QR code, scan it, or go to www.mastiff.media. I'm going to create a QR or a tone tip for that right now. We got to get this in. And there's no reason why that shouldn't be one of the tone tips. Loving the music too. I think I'm just going to turn on keep a free version of Restream once we cancel that. It just renewed. And I'm like, son of a bitch. God damn it. Ron Howard. Oh, that was from the one story Jane and I did. Yeah, good. That's still in there. Add tone tip. see. Let's do Mastiff Media. Title. Media. Just putting some tags in for this. Would really like to know what the tags do. I gotta ask him that. What the tags do to something that gets sent as like a type of communication. Okay, so one button will be website. Trying to figure out how to make some of the different colors. Value. There. And let's see what another website or another phone. Here's radio phone. One dash 8. I think it's 3. I know what the phone number is by my ERGZ. I know what it is, Yergs. I don't know what that translates to. So it's 1-889-3749. 1-888-889-3749. Yeah. I thought, wait a minute, it's a toll-free 888 number. Well, there we go. 888-889-3749. There we go. All right. That button. One more. Oh, actually, I need another one too. Rainbow radio phone. Can I put the Australia one on here, I wonder? Oh, I love all these. This is going to be a great one. Enter the value. 1-844-gay, G-A-Y, is 429 LGBT is 5428. You can put, I don't know if you can put WhatsApp in it because you had to use WhatsApp to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to put that in. That's enough of that. Okay. Create tone tip. Boom. All right, so I got to download each of them on the 2 frequencies. Get your tone tips ready. Get your Tone Tip app ready. Don't forget to download the Tone Tip app. Go to tonetip.com and get that ready. Let me see. 14. Mastiff Media website. And 19. Mastiff Media website. All right, let's see if this works. So this is the other thing. I got an iPhone. And yes, you have to hear it it doesn't work internally. Like the microphone ain't there. Okay, so microphone's on. Let's turn up the volume on my headphones, which are now, if you're not watching, are now on the desktop where my phone is sitting inside the headphones. Okay, next. Look at this tone tip thing. My folder, the tone tips. All right, there was the one. There's two. 19 at the end. So I'm realizing I kind of named these wrong. All right. Oh, look what's there. Look what's there. Look what's there. Look what's there. There we go. Tone tip. Waiting for me. And when you hit on the tone tip, this is what it looks like. Got to do this kind of like an angle or whatever. Let's get rid of that. No more QR codes, maybe. There you go. That's what it looks like. So there's the logo at the top. The gray button is to the website, mastiff.media. And then the other two buttons are to the two toll-free phone numbers you can call right from your tone tip. You see why this is important now? I can give you at the beginning, when I tell you phone lines are open, wow, that's loud. Forgot I turned the volume on the headset way up. Yeah, so there's that. You know, I can give that to you now at the beginning of every show. I got to test that again. Because if I save that, well, I mean, I'm not going to be using that next week anyway. So I got to keep it at a place where I can easily access all these different audio files. Unless I just simply open this folder at the beginning of every show. All right, tonetip.com. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I'm exhausted today. Again. I keep that like that there. Maybe up there somewhere. Yeah, there you go. And then there's something I'll do. Maybe have it ready for tomorrow. I would love to send you that article that I wrote. Take that back. Total misspeak. Let me say that again. For the record, I would love to send you that article that I read by Chris Armitage via Tone Tip. Maybe we'll do that during a break or something else too. All right, up next, let's take a look. And I'm just going to do a search for this to try to pull some of these up. Yeah, sorry, I tried to pot that down a little better, but it was already down pretty low. So for the past couple of days, I've been touching on, as we could possibly do today, with other fascist type activity. And again, to be clear, I know it was on this show where I was accused of calling anyone that I disagree with a fascist. Well, I can see where he's going with that. It was Blake Fisher, a former co-host from our Friday episode called Up the Middle, Friday Fights. And that's where he was a Republican, Matt's a Democrat, I'm an independent. We had some pretty lively discussions, and it did sound like hatred. I don't dislike the guy. I think Blake's intentions are good, are well-meaning. I think he's gone about it the wrong way because I don't know who his audience is. I check out his YouTube sometimes and just to see if he's growing. The only thing growing is his hair. His audience isn't any bigger since he left being here. He's never cross-promoted us, really, other than the fact that Matt Deemer has been on his show. And I loved when Matt admitted that. There was almost like a little bit of shame and I don't care. Go to a show. Just don't do it Friday between 11 and 1. And I go to a show. I don't care. I'm grateful. One, that Matt's been here for a year and a half every Friday. And when I say every Friday, even for those that he had to miss, he's here in spirit every Friday. And I very much appreciate that. But Blake left like a baby. And I, to this day, haven't talked to him. He wrote me in an email twice in the same day. Because I guess he said in the second one that he didn't think the first one got out. Like it was in his outbox. And in all actuality, they both sent, and I did get the first one first. He kind of pseudo-apologized for leaving in the manner that he did. And, I'm fine. I don't care. It's not my reputation, dude. It's yours. But the biggest, and the reason why I did that open letter to independent journalists probably about 2 weeks ago now, is because we all preach to the choir. Brian Tyler Cohen, David Pakman, and others. The Young Turks, Midas Touch, they all recruit, target progressive listeners and viewers. Same thing with Benny Johnson, Ben Shapiro, formerly Dan Bongino, Megyn Kelly. They all go after conservatives. That is who they're talking to. Why? You're not a minister. So stop preaching to the choir. A lot of my listeners I know are males over the age of 45. So we're going after younger audiences. We're going after women. We're going after more middle-aged, lower than 45. Why? Because we need to reach these people too. That's who I'm here for. All of them. So when all these other content creator consultants say, oh, you need to find your niche audience, you need to go after that niche audience. Yeah, sure, but this is politics. You need to go after the other side. When you're up the middle, where one day I'm pissing off liberals, the other day I'm pissing off conservatives, both sides are my target audience. But both sides should be every political commentator's audience. If they're not afraid to say what they've got to say, if they can back it up, if they can support their argument, isn't the other side who you want to go to? But we all try to get subscriptions and we are monetizing too. So that subscribe. But also don't forget, this is a good time to do that. Like, please help us with this. In fact, go on to, I'll put this up now, maybe even as a QR code. I think I have a Twitter image. Well, you know what? I can just use ours. Yeah, let's just use this one. Put that there. I don't know what the link is. I gotta get it. Twitter. Actually, it's over here. Profile. There it is. Somewhere over the rainbow. And there's that one. Good. So it's there. It's got to get some people looking at it. Okay. Just give me a second here. I'm cutting and pasting this address. Or copy and pasting it, whatever. Link. Paste as plain text. I always paste it as plain text into these boxes because God knows. Watch on Twitter. At Yerg's up middle. Spell middle. Only 2 D's in middle, not 3. Oh. All right, create. Create. There we go. So my biggest goal with sharing all these other platforms is, don't forget, there we are on Discord, where we have a voice channel. You can actually join us. You can actually talk to us on the Twitter and on Discord. You can actually talk to us through those applications. What I mean by that is, and remember, this is audio. The show is broadcast in what's called a voice channel on the Yerger Group profile or the Yerger Group server. That QR code will take you right to it. And you can see the different things that are there. Voice channels, up the middle being one of them. There is another one, Mastiff Media Chat and Internet Radio and Podcasting and whatever else. That's not it. So right now, the voice channel is disabled for you to talk. But you can put in the comments there that you can raise your hand. I think you can raise your hand. Supervan Ken, let me know. Can you raise your hand in the Discord voice channel and let me know that you want to talk at all? Actually, I think you're already unmuted. Yeah, so that's one place. And if you're watching on Twitter, you can't talk there because it's just a live video with the audio. However, also on this Twitter profile, at the same time, we're also airing the show on what's called Twitter Spaces. That is a group chat. There, I keep it up here on my screen to the right. And I'll see if you've joined on Twitter Spaces. By joining there, I'm presuming you're either driving and don't want anything visual blocking you over when you get pulled over by the Gestapo and they see that you're not paying attention to the roadway, or you specifically want to talk to us on the show through Twitter Spaces. There's your opportunity. In addition to, of course, the phone numbers scrolling across the bottom of your screen. So there you go. Next up, we're going to finally talk about, it was Tom Woodard's profile. I think we can just start there. Yeah. A friend of mine made a post. DC is not a hellhole. Ukraine didn't start the war. Tariffs are taxes. 14-year-olds are not adults. Immigrants are not responsible for the ills of the country. And Trump is neither competent nor coherent. Yeah. But Tom Woodard's got another new one. This is his. I got to share this because I like what this guy's posting. His cover photo will be, as soon as I finish, will be today's. I should put that up into the preview screen. I forgot to do that. There we go. What is happening? Why is it not showing up? Can I automatically not? Wow. Is it like prohibited from? Ken's calling in. Hold on a second, everybody. Let's talk with Ken. Dude.
Hey, how are you?
What's going on?
All right. So, quick question. You were talking about Discord. Where would you go have to raise your hand?
I don't know. That's what I was hoping you would be able to look at a little bit better than I can.
Okay.
I don't know if that is.
Only thing I did was I put a thumbs up. I know how to do that.
Yeah.
So I did that in the chat, but I don't know if you see that.
Yeah, so I have to have the chat open. I see it now. Yeah.
Also, some other reporting news that just came in that the Catholic school in Minnesota, I think, had a mass shooting with 20 plus injured, a few kids dead as well.
Again.
Yeah, that's just happening, I guess, within the past 2 hours or so, but it's been on showcasing on the news.
Well, and now who's going to be coming after guns, but the right?
Yep. So, quite interesting as everything that's taking place.
I know it's a little less frequent or a little less convenient for while you're working, but I'm going to actively try to get rid of, and not necessarily not pay attention to it while we still have it, but so I'll still be respectful of the people that are in it now, but definitely pushing people to use the phone system instead. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I've actually got to put the billing information into the new account. So I'm glad you called. I'm glad we used the phones today. What else you got going on this week?
Still packing, still moving away.
Is he not back yet?
Oh, no, he's got back. He's just doing whatever. So,
how has that been?
Care. A Cold War. That's the best way to describe it.
Well, at least that's lowering the temperature without the air conditioning.
I don't know. I still remain bitchy, but you know.
Yeah. No, but I mean, figuratively, a Cold War can help replace the missing air conditioning.
I know. But the new place, it's pretty good. So I'm closer to State Road 54. So
okay,
that'd be good. So
are you still in like? Were you in Pasco or Pinellas?
Hillsborough, actually, but I now will be technically in Pasco.
Okay. So. Well, welcome to another authoritarian state.
I know. Oh, and all the craziness. Also,
so I don't know why.
Random phone calls from offices that don't supposed to be calling me, but it's all right. Also, so I'm originally from Gainesville, Florida area, so Gators area. So a friend of mine showed on downtown University, where the main gay club is the University Club. Right across the street from that in the old courthouse, all the bricks, they had their bricks painted in the rainbow colors. So all of that was being taken down yesterday. So
wait a minute. The building?
The bricks on the ground.
Oh. Okay. All right.
So yeah, they had bricks indicating, hey, this is the location. And so yeah, took about 12 people to take all of that down, and that's what's currently happening.
So here's what I would have done in any of these jurisdictions. I would have said to the Department of Transportation, you want it down, just like they did at Orlando at Pulse nightclub. You want it down, come take it down.
Yep.
And then I would have had video cameras and lights 24/7 until it was taken down. So we can get video of DeSantis's people being bigots.
Now, here's something very interesting, and I don't know if you've ever looked into this. In Gainesville, a long time ago, the student murders happened there. There is a mural on a wall off heading towards Archer Road area, where they have all the names of the victims of the student murders on that mural. It's people have painted over it before and gotten in some serious trouble with it. That's one area that you cannot touch. I'm surprised they don't do that with Pulse because of the 49 people that died there. It should be something as a mural.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's my counter to all these crosswalks that are being painted over is put it on the buildings.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
If and for like a building that's on the end of a street, on a corner where the whole side of the building, not just the front, is exposed, and people often do murals on those walls, sell that space.
Yep.
Sell that space to the supporting businesses or foundations or, allies within the community, whoever, and use that money to sue Ron DeSantis.
I know. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they will start to get rid of other murals? Because, hey, like you said, if they want to get rid of this, then everything else got to go.
Yeah, exactly. So here is the, how should I say? Here is the, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is. the progression of all of this. When communities wanted to paint, and keep in mind, it's not like the entire town is rainbow crosswalks.
Exactly.
This is in the part of the cities where the gays hang out.
Yeah.
So when we talk about safety, and you're a gay, and now you know you're in with your people, but also if you're one of these haters, now you know to walk around with your hand covering your ass. Somebody wants to fuck you right in the middle of the street. Because that's what these asshats think happened.
I know. And here's the sad part about it.
Now they're not going to know.
They're the exact ones who, when someone is gay, they freak out and all that stuff, or they get upset that they're not the ones that's being hit on.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was a guest on Travis's show last night, or a co-host on Travis's show last night. And apparently I didn't have access to the comments because I've got to do a lot of editing. And so unfortunately I have to join his show through my iPhone so I can edit and work. And I'm not listening to audio that's playing out on his show. And I haven't set the board up yet where I can do that so that it doesn't, so that doesn't happen. But I wasn't watching the comments then either. And there's this former co-host of his named Rob, who
I know you're talking about.
He does not like gays, and as such, well, he doesn't like white people either, and so he really hates me.
Oh, jeez.
And I could tell when he was reading the comments to himself during the show last night. Travis was kind of embarrassed, and is going to have to. He said he was going to have to talk to Rob about this. I didn't know at the time that he was talking about me. Mm-hmm. But today, Travis and I talked for about a good 45 minutes. And he said, Ross, you should have seen the things he said about you.
I got to go back and check this out. So,
and I'm like, dude, and I told Travis, and I'm going to address it this Tuesday.
Yeah.
I told Travis, this dude's closeted.
It's what it seems like.
Because and Travis said himself, his anger at the gays seems to be very general. Like he can't, he's not after drag queens. He's after drag queens. He's after bears. He's after jocks. He's after the muscle boys. He hates them all.
Yeah.
And so I said, Travis, he's closeted. That's closeted anger.
Closeted, but damage with something has happened in his past, probably as well, or some type of feeling. That's what I would go with. So, but yeah, I wouldn't mind jumping on that one too.
So yeah, you should probably tune in this coming Tuesday.
Okay. But yeah, I'll definitely check out. I wasn't able to do much last night to catching the point last night, but I'll go back and try to check it out as well. So
yeah,
when I get a little bit more time.
You and my buddy Corey are in a group chat with Travis. Feel free to reach out and schedule a Tuesday where either give me a night off or you join with me there or whatever. But I think he really would enjoy your commentary.
Yeah.
And you'll be in the group. He'll let you into the group if he hasn't already. So you'll see what he posts during the course of the week. And it's those posts that we talk about during the show.
Okay. So I'll get the insight or the talking points. That will definitely work out well.
Yeah, that's and then you can choose to look at something or not look at something and be ready or pass if you want to, if you don't really have an opinion on something.
Okay.
when it's time, when it's showtime. Then
understood. Well, I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish.
Yeah, let me get
I
back
think
to
you
this.
Have on a ton watered, and what I'll probably do, I might call back so I can harass Sport Cat.
There you go. Good job.
All right,
Well, that'll
talk to you guys later.
That'll be in about 15 minutes.
Before I go, because I know yours didn't put it in today. So, fans, gang, please make sure you like, follow, subscribe, bookmark, tell a friend. Don't take your words for gospel. Go do the homework. Like
That's
I said
it.
before, and like he always says, it's not that hard. But I would like to add the word fucking in it. It's not that fucking hard.
Oh, there you go.
Enjoy yourself. All right.
There we go. Superfan Ken, everybody. All right. Talk to you in about 15 minutes.
All right. We'll do.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Superfan Ken works from home, listens to us every day. Missed the point with Travis Evans last night. But this coming Tuesday will definitely be a good episode. Church leaders with Tampa ties accused of using forced labor to solicit donations. Shocker. Oh, I want to see that. Release the files. So there's that. Apparently, the real hazard on U.S. roads is LGBTQ visibility. So I'm trying to put this in the preview, but it's not letting me do it. Let me. I screen grabbed this yesterday, I guess. And when I did, I saved it as a JPEG. Oh, where is it? There we go. Let's just save it to the desktop so it's easily found. And I can't help but wonder if anti-gay being the title, I said anti-gay Ron or anti-gay DeSantis, was maybe something that OBS is filtering out. There we go. Now Ron is on a preview. Let me that. There we go. Awesome. It's a smaller video file, or excuse me, smaller JPEG file. And as a result, when you make it larger, it's a little bit more pixelated, unfortunately. But so my question about all of this is, actually, we can go back to Ron's or to Tom's profile, because yeah, this one's actually kind of sexy too. You know how Gavin Newsom is fucking with Trump? These are actually some good looking memes. I mean, the thing about, that's clearly, you can tell that that's not the same there, but it looks pretty damn good. But Gavin Newsom doesn't look too far from that, actually. Now maybe these others is a little bit more buff, but yeah. And that's with Melania. Oh, I didn't even see this. That's Melania in the background, and Ivanka are the women in the shirtless one. Oh, that's got to piss him off. Gavin Newsom smacked me in the ass, by the way. Back in New Year's Eve 2006. The next day was going to be the first day of the year 007. And so everybody was having a James Bond New Year's Eve party. And I dressed in a tux and had nice hair and was, I even had the It's not a tag. It's not a Rolex. The Omega watch that Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig wore as James Bond. And a staffer of when he was the mayor of San Francisco, a staffer of his was a friend of mine. My friend Danielle joined me as a Bond girl. She looked more like a flapper girl, but she was my Bond girl. And we went to a bunch of different parties, one of which he was a celebrity guest bartender. And she took me up and introduced me to him, and he made me a drink and smacked me in the ass. So the effects of this will be catastrophic to Florida's economy, could lead to a state income tax, could have negative effects on Disney, the state's largest employer, less jobs, negative impact on small business and small towns. This is stupid fucking leadership at its best. Yeah, shocker. Agreed. We will all feel the negative impact of this one. People aren't flocking to vacation in authoritative countries. And as we can see, that follows through to authoritative states. Alligator Auschwitz. I don't call it Alligator Alcatraz. I call it what it is. Alligator Auschwitz. Alcatraz was a prison that housed hardened criminals. Auschwitz was a prison that housed persecuted people. Alligator Auschwitz now takes the place of pink flamingos that used to be our lore. Now we are too busy paving over a minority community's memorial to a state tragedy. That's what they're referring to as Pulse in Orlando. This just reeks of pure pettiness and spite, trying to bully a minority community when there are so many more pressing issues that affect the people. Male pageants and male gods. Woohoo. You may try to take away our rainbow and our pride, but you won't. Today, would you have shown moron DeSantis is that you try to portray this image of some dominant macho mailman by picking on those who you perceive as weak, call negative attention to them, and start bullying them publicly, hoping others will be intimidated by you and follow along. You and yours have insulted and intimidated the women, the blacks, the minorities, the LGBTQ, and the immigrants of this great state and nation for far too long. Real true-blooded American men don't act, bully, or hate like you, Ron DeSantis. Bad leaders divide the people by creating false social issues, while strong leaders are focused on uniting the people for good common cause. This is well done. You are now, have been, and will continue to be an embarrassment to real men, the state of Florida, and all its residents for far too long. You're a man that will never achieve the stature that you seek as your lifts, the things he puts in his shoes, his heels, are far from enough to make you a true red-blooded American man. Wow. This is a video on YouTube sharing how Florida politicians blew up their own tourism economy. Gay Cracker Barrel. So I wanted to see this too. Open a new tab. Yeah, that's about the silence. I saw that. Ron DeSantis argued that colorful crosswalks will actually help protect pedestrian safety. Yeah. I don't know, is that going to go to the Orlando Sentinel, or that's just another Facebook page? All right, I'll see if I can get to the actual Sentinel. So apparently Trump has a bruise on his right hand. And the Queen had the same bruise on her right hand 2 days before she died. So here's hoping. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to paint my driveway rainbow. Here, this is one of the things I wanted to. And available right now? Of course not. Oh, there we go. Okay, hold on. Pause. Unmute. Go back 2 seconds. Enlarge. And play.
Appointment because it really brings out the community's diversity, and it I don't know, I think it's colorful. It just brings out joy, I think.
We are not going anywhere. Queer people have existed, Black folk have existed, students have been a part of the change for social justice for years.
Both cities are planning to comply. St. Pete's mayor says this decision does not mean the city's identity is changing. Our Julie Solomon shows us how people are now echoing that same message.
Did we have fun today?
Fred Metzler owns the Dog Bar, not far from the progressive Pride Street mural on Central Avenue in St. Petersburg. He says that mural stands for inclusivity.
In this city, people judge you by your soul. They really don't care what you look like or what your choice is or how much money you have. Are you a decent human being? If you're a good human being, we love you here.
The city of St. Petersburg asked the Florida Department of Transportation to keep 5 street murals, including a Pride Rainbow mural, a USF-themed mural, and a Black History Matters mural. FDOT denied the city's request. Mayor Ken Welch says he will comply by having the state remove the artwork. He says he cannot risk losing state funding.
And they have the authority, backed by the governor.
No, see, here's the thing. They already approved it. And this is what I wanted to talk about when we were still on with Ken. Here is how all this started. When all these murals came about, they were all approved based on current and still existing regulations in the Department of Transportation regulation book. The highway rule book. I don't mean like the motor vehicle code, but in whatever written requirements there are for crosswalks and intersections that are painted. The thing about these intersections also is most major cities have the intersections painted because it's part of intersection violations. Entering an intersection during a red light, being stopped in an intersection during a red light. That's against traffic. That is against motor vehicle laws because it's what fucks up traffic. So if you know the light is changing, even if you don't know the light is changing, you cannot be sitting in the intersection. So because it's painted and you can tell the difference, oh, well, I didn't think I was in the intersection. Are you on a different color paint than the street? Bitch, you're in the intersection. Now, putting it all back to or whitewashing it, that's all going to change. They make these decisions like this, and it just makes matters worse. Anyway, let's see what this guy...
And the U.S. Department of Transportation. And they threaten penalties that would jeopardize millions of dollars in state transportation funding and potentially tens of millions more in broader state funding in other areas.
The Florida Department of Transportation is ordering counties and cities across the state to remove artwork on roadways that have non-standard surface markings like street murals, arguing it can cause distractions and pose potential safety hazards to drivers or pedestrians.
The state can remove the paint from our streets. They can remove those symbols, but they cannot bind the spirit of the city of St. Petersburg or silence our voice. When we say we are St. Pete, that means all of us.
In a Facebook post, Mayor Welch encourages people to visit the murals, take photos, and share them on social media with the hashtag #CanEraseSt.
The city will never abandon its commitment to intentional inclusivity and principled progress. Those values are non-negotiable.
The Florida Department of Transportation gave the city of St. Pete a deadline of September 4th to remove all street murals. Reporting in St. Pete, Julie Salomon, Tampa Bay 28.
In the city of Tampa, 21 of the 48 projects that
It's amazing. Some people still think Donald Trump knows how to negotiate. That he's
Okay, so it looked like there was a continuing I'm just trying to find
The state can remove the paint from our streets.
why does it keep going all over the place? Stop this. I'm just trying to find there's Ken Kaiser, that big American League umpire who passed away. Now let me. God, this shit won't stop. Anyway, love how you mega weirdos think my opinions carry weight. I'm a nobody just like your dumbass. Well, listen to this show. You'll become better educated, and then you'll be a better voter. That's some gators coming by. Oh, gator with a pickleball. So what I was trying to find is
What's going on out here?
oh, stop. All right, I'm just getting rid of it. Oh, Matrix is dreaming. So the question that we don't have any answer to: when all these murals go away, will the checkered flag murals that are in Daytona go away? Will the murals honoring law enforcement and EMS and fire personnel go away? The ones for the military and for veterans? Because they all have the same color schemes, multiple colors, that the rainbow murals have. And in fact, the one thing that I was trying to find, and I lost it in all these tabs on my goddamn desk, is the Department of Transportation actually said that these murals created a safer environment for pedestrians. So with that being said, tell me how Ronnie Boy's decision isn't a discriminatory one. Don't bother. We all know that it is. All right. That's it for that. Up next is Sportcat. He's backstage somewhere. There we go. Hey, dude.
What's going on?
We're trying to finish the Crosswalk story.
Oh, okay. Did you finish it?
I think we're at least good until there's an update. And then I did a pretty long article that a journalist by the name of Chris Atkinson, is it? Chris, let me see here. Chris Armitage did on fascism and the stages of fascism that Stacey Abrams talked about and what we do to prevent it from happening here. Beyond the fact that it already is here. So yeah, that was.
Please don't put your money in Stacey Abrams.
Well, she's out. She's not running for governor. We talked about that last night on The Point.
She doesn't need to.
But she's no dummy. She made good points when she went through those 10 steps.
No, but she's corrupt as hell.
Well, who isn't?
Well, I'm not arguing that. I can't argue that. So they all are.
What are you arguing today? What do you got on tap?
Well, we got breaking news about the mass shooting in Minneapolis that occurred just a few hours ago. So we got that. We got that. Let me see. What else do I got? I got, Taylor Swift, you might have heard, she got married. Let's see.
I heard she got.
I'm sorry. She got engaged. She got engaged. My bad. Yes, she got engaged. Florida's going to get a brutal winter. Elon's Grok gave somebody the ways to assassinate him. Let's see.
Assassinate
Elon.
Oh, yeah.
And then massive crime in Chicago. The new DHS center opening up. 2 of them, actually.
What are your sources for this massive crime in Chicago?
Well, let's see. The Chicago Sun-Times. 10 thieves storm Nordstrom and steal $130,000 worth of merchandise.
Okay, so that's not massive crime. That's one incident.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. If I had $130,000 that was taken from me, that would be pretty damn massive. So,
Nordstrom. No, they're not even going to.
You're going to defend big business. I know.
No. No. I'm just saying $130,000 for Nordstrom is a weekend at one of their locations.
Well, let me ask you, you don't think it would happen to be gang related, do you? Huh.
I don't really care.
How about that? Yeah, that's the problem. Nobody cares. So that's the problem. Nobody cares.
We talked about that last night, too. The fact that ammo, once stuff like this continues to happen, and it's the Republicans who go after your guns, not the Democrats, ammo is about to skyrocket.
It's been going up for months. So actually, I think it's been going up for a long time.
Yes. And Travis was at his local Walmart. He didn't say exactly when, but he was at his local Walmart, looked at the cabinet to try and get some 7.62 rounds and some other rounds for his various rifles and such. And he looked at the glass and he puts his finger up on the top of the glass and just pulls the whole door right off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody came up to the cabinet, unscrewed the screws that hold the sliding glass in, and bypassed the lock and took all the 7.62 ammo.
Wow. I'll get shot in Tennessee. So
and that's what's happening is he suspects, he said, go back, you guys got just as good as cameras as any casino. Go back and take a look at your footage. I promise you this is gang related.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But we don't have a problem here. So, hey, quick question for you. Yeah. Since you stay God, I'm having a stroke. Yeah. More up to date on things than I do. On some things.
Don't worry about that.
Okay, you can be Mo. But I can't be Curly. Anyhow, so
not that Mo. Wrong.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, he kind of shoe fit. Anyhow, so UK is having massive protests and riots over immigration. Is that correct?
I didn't even cover anything from the UK today. I don't know.
Okay. Well, then I guess you can't answer it because I'm trying to get a qualifier and I haven't done a whole lot of homework, but I'm wondering where all those people came from. And I don't mean like they all came from El Salvador or Iran or wherever. How did they get there?
Who get where? I'm still missing your point.
All these this massive influx of immigrants that's came into the UK and even Australia, I hear that they're having all the problems with that now the locals are starting to get a little upset about and rioting. So where did they come from?
Okay. So if you're thinking that they've come from across the border just to riot.
No. It's the locals that are rioting because they're taking their hotels, their hospitals, their groceries. So it's the people who live there that are rioting.
Okay.
My question is, how did that mass number of people get inside their country? That's my question.
They were born there? I don't understand.
No. The people that have come from the outside. Good Lord, you're slow. You are Mo. Okay. So the immigrants that are overtaking the system that they're protesting and rioting about, where did those immigrants come from? And I don't mean like Iran, El Salvador. I don't mean a country. How did they physically get there? That's my question.
I have no idea. The tube? Like everybody gets to London?
I don't know. I'm going to do some homework on it. I think that might be something that needs a little investigation.
Well, what's your theory?
Oh, I'm not going to give my theory up yet because I don't know that it's plausible, but.
Well, I'll look into it too.
We got 500,000 people out of the United States rapidly, and we weren't allowed to deport them to their home country. Where'd they go?
Oh, you think Trump sent them to all these different places?
I don't know. I'm just saying. They're not here. They weren't allowed to be forced immigration, so maybe our friends volunteered. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just wondering, because now these countries are having problems and we're kicking the people the fuck out. Hell yeah. So
here's another thing that Trump might have something to do with. Well, I mean, he actually did have something to do with. New York State, particularly New York City, was busted for taking homeless people because they realized that giving these homeless people a one-way bus ticket to San Francisco, Los Angeles, all these warmer, better weather climates was cheaper than actually caring for them. What? They said, pick one, you're going.
That's been happening for years. I mean, that's not anything new.
It actually stopped once Donald Trump was less in the city of New York. Now you're saying the same thing could be possibly happening again?
I'm saying, well, as far as your busing theory, I've seen that in Atlanta. I've seen that in Knoxville. I've seen that in Washington, D.C. So I've seen it in other places. So I don't think that's a story. I think that's been going on for years. I mean, hell, let's get down to county level. I've seen officers take people across county lines. So, I mean, that's been happening for years. So that's kind of a no story to me, but my curiosity is just how did they physically get to those countries? That's just my question. And I don't know the answer to it. So I just know if you're following the headlines, you're seeing we have for 3 months, I think now, 0 people coming in and we've got 500,000 people out. Where'd they go? We weren't allowed by judges to force them to go anywhere. Where'd they go? Just curious.
Well, they were sent out. I mean, that's already been discovered and proven.
But where?
Orders of judges.
Where?
I mean, that's a fair question.
Yeah, but I mean, because really, if you take that mass number of people, I don't know, and I don't know. I'm not saying I know the answer to this either. I don't know that there's enough facilities, jails, whatever you want to call them, to hold that amount of people. I don't know that we have that capability in the system. So we may. I don't know. So yeah. I know they opened 2 more ICE detention facilities, and people are upset about it. But I mean,
where at? You know?
The Montana, the Cornhusker Clink, and in Indiana, the Speedway. Oh, what is it? The Speedway something. And people are upset because of the doing that.
Florida was ordered to shut down Alligator Auschwitz.
Yeah, they're not going to.
And actually, it's in the process of closing.
Really? And I thought DeSantis was saying no.
Well, apparently they did it on Indian lands. So the Indians said, "Fuck you, we'll attack it, and we know these lands better than you do." And
I don't know about that. I haven't followed that story.
There were one of the other posts. Somebody said a big thank you to whatever
tribe.
Yeah.
Or people, I guess. I don't know what I guess that's the correct terminology.
Yeah, whatever nation.
Yeah, there you go, nation.
Who was responsible for getting it kicked out. But there's another one opening up near Tallahassee, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere between Pensacola and Tallahassee. So
yeah.
They can't make Panama City any more of a shithole, so why not put it there?
Yeah.
The redneck Riviera is ruined. So, all right, man. Well, I got a show, and tell Ken that I'm going to look into it. I don't know that I'll make a full story about it because it may not even be a story. So I'm just curious where we move the number of people, where that number goes to. That's just my curiosity asking. So
Ken wants to see you join us on a Tuesday night on the point with Travis.
Tuesday night. I might be able to drop in. I mean, I might be able to drop in on Tuesday. I don't think I have anything on Tuesday nights.
I did a show last night with Travis Evans.
Probably not next week. Maybe the week after.
All right.
Just remind me. I'll try and drop in. And is this guy going to heckle me and call me names and make fun of me and I'm just going to go away?
Ken is a little bit more quiet at the point. There's some other people that they'll love.
You're the obnoxious one. We could agree there. So
no, the other two, and it's actually intelligent conversation.
How many times have I told you to stop calling me names and said I'm done with you and just left? How many times? Because you go to that.
I know.
And it makes me so. You can tell me anything and educate me, but when you call me a dummy or tell me what I'm supposed to be, I'm out. My ears are closed. I'm not listening to you anymore. If you want to educate me, don't use that type of education. So,
yeah. Well, you'll like these two then.
You're abrasive.
You're like, yeah.
You're abrasive. You're gruff.
Travis and Scotty.
You aren't the bitch in the relationship. I am apparently. So,
one of the former hosts of The Point went on some racist and homophobic and everything tirade.
Well, hell, I thought I did that weekly or daily.
Yeah, and that's why I think you'll be a good fit because you can drop the N-word a few times. And
I do not use that word. I will not use that word. That word's wrong. So
this coming week is going to be an exciting episode. So
I probably can't this week because I'll still be in Knoxville. But the following week when I'm home, I should be able to.
Yeah, well, if you can tune in from Knoxville, as this will be.
Depends. I'm going to be being Bible belt beat down. So, but at any rate, so all right, yeah, I'll try. Just remind me because let me tell you, I have friends calling me and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll call you right back, and then I get sidetracked and. They're like a week later, they're like, aren't you going to call me? I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry, dude. So, and then I don't know if it's old age or if I'm just preoccupied or I don't know what the hell it is. So, but yeah, just remind me. I'll try and hop in or at least listen. Right. So, but yeah, I'll try and make Ken happy, even though he won't give me a sub. He hates me. So,
it was tough for me to earn him, but I got him.
I know. Well, I try.
Are you
hard.
ready to take the radio?
Let me have the radio. Let Daddy have the keys because need to.
Go ahead.
We need to wipe off some orange on these dials and get back to what we're doing here. So
I'm all for getting rid of as much orange as possible.
Well, shit, you're dripping it. So
oh, it's me. Okay.
Yeah, you're dripping the orange. You're just. What? Hold on. What is it? Trump derangement. You have TDS.
Oh yeah.
I always see a doctor about that. So
yeah, I just remind them that I'm vaccinated.
What the hell's that got to do with anything?
against Trump TDS. I can't catch that virus.
What? Well, I got vaccinated because I had to. I mean, does that matter? I mean, for my job, I kind of had to, but
I just tell them that I'm vaccinated and boosted against Trump TDS. I'm good to go.
I didn't get boosted. Because my theory is not that I'm against vaccines. My theory is the more shit you put in your body, the more chances of something going wrong are. So I try and put in as little shit into my now. Granted, I do eat my Doritos and drink my Mountain Dew, but I try really hard not to. No, it's a battle. So
believe me, I'm trying to stay away from just simply something as I don't know, harmless as fat-free pretzels or low-fat pretzels.
Low-carb pretzels. They don't taste very good.
I'm like, so I've been doing small veggies like, broccoli, tips or whatever you want to call them.
You can put them in an air crisper, and they actually don't taste too bad.
Well, those two, and baby carrots and ranch dressing.
You can put oh crap! I just drew a blank. What is it? Beans, like snap beans, and you can put yams and you can put them in a dehydrator, but you can put them in an air fryer with like some hot stuff on it. And
you know what? Ken called earlier, and he said he was going to call back, and I don't know if that was when it just rang quickly. Let me see if he's by his phone. He went to bust your balls.
Why does anyone bust my balls? Could make a T-shirt as to what Sport Cut just said, putting little shit into his body. Isn't that like what you do?
Hey, there we go.
You're your body.
There you go. Wish your husband a good show today, and let's get this over with so we can.
It's gonna make me cry. I can sense it. I'm delicate like a flower.
I think I hate you.
So, well, I mean, you're always everything I say you say is wrong, and you're like mean to me, so you're bullying me. So
I'm a Sagittarius. I'm naturally going to be mean to everybody.
Every time.
Well, see, I didn't know that. But see, I don't know that. You didn't present that way. I thought you were friendly. So
I am friendly, but sometimes I'm mean. And well, when you say things out of line, sometimes I would definitely have to come at you. So yes.
Well, I mean, as long as you can, just like I told Yergs, you can tell me anything you want, but just don't start calling me a maggot or saying I'm stupid or ignorant, because then I'm out. I'm tuning out. I don't think you're worth my time listening to. I don't think that's the way to educate people. So you don't treat your kids.
I've never called you any names. I just said no, that's incorrect.
Yergs has called me plenty of names. So
what's my usual one for you? Are you a MAGA?
Well, you've called me a MAGA several times, which is incorrect. And you told me I was ignorant once on the air, and that really hurt my feelings. So, I mean, you said it real mean. Like, I was like, really? That's the way we talk to each other? You told me, you were like, you're totally fucking ignorant. I'm like, okay, I'm out. See ya. Deuces. So, yeah, I mean, I just don't think that's the way you win arguments. If you've got facts, present them.
You're right about that. You know,
and it's not the way you treat your kids. You don't treat your wife that way. Yeah, I don't want to be the bitch in this relationship, Ross. So
bitch. That's what I go to the locker rooms for.
So yeah, I don't mind busted balls, but the name calling I'm not for. So
yeah, and I don't like doing that either. I mean, I'm getting less and less friendly towards the MAGA right. So I mean, you know, stay tuned. See,
so do you think every Republican's MAGA?
No.
Okay,
in fact,
good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
I very intentionally refer to the MAGA movement as MAGA Republicans.
We got to be careful because Gavin's using that now. Your boy.
What's that?
He's using MAGA. Make America Gavin again. He's got a flag. He's got shirts. He's got everything.
That's satire. That is satire, and you know why that's satire.
Well,
it was just put out by his press office, but they're just trying to get tit for tat. And see, that's the thing. Can't politicians be fucking adults? Can't we just talk? You know, why is the elephant in the room? Can't we just?
But the Democrats have tried that, and one of the things that they're admitting to now is that their response and continual procedure and policy of simply writing a strongly worded letter doesn't work. And Gavin said earlier this week, it's time to start punching people in the face.
See, that's violence. I don't think that should be called for by a politician on any side.
And I agree. That's not something to say. And I cringe because I thought, oh, now he's going to get a visit from the Secret Service. But I think if you can say to some of the asinine shit that Trump has said, oh, he's not serious. Oh, he's just kidding.
Oh, no, I totally get pissed when he says stupid shit.
Oh, yeah, so, I do too.
Yeah. And well, you heard me the other day just for having the hat on in the Oval Office. That pissed me the fuck off. You're the commander in chief. Fucking bullshit.
And
I call it.
Every time that Elon did it.
Agreed. Well, and he's not even military. So, I mean, Trump's not military, but technically, when you become president, you get a lot of hats. And I don't mean that like as in physical hats. Like you become the head of the Boy Scouts, you're the chief librarian. There's like all kinds of and I did research on this one time and found out there's like 27 different things that you just are suddenly in charge of.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised. You're like the head Boy Scout. What? Where'd that come from? And you're like the chief librarian. What? So, So I think, I don't know. I got a show to do, boys. So all right. I love you guys. So thank you for putting up with me, even though you all don't like me.
Always a pleasure. Definitely.
I'm gonna cry on my show now. I'm gonna weep. So.
And will you finally drop saying I hate you now that you know?
Okay, so you do, but you don't love me. Okay, that's fine. This is making progress. This is making progress.
We're not getting you guys married, today.
Well, I mean,
you're gonna have to take me out to dinner before I can.
Yeah, we're gonna have a handshake, a glass of wine, a shot of whiskey, something.
Exactly. I mean, Taylor's only engaged. Slow down.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at that damn ring, though. Holy shit, it's as big as Manhattan. So.
Well, she can afford a ring for herself. That's where it came from.
No, he's not doing too bad either.
Too.
Oh, he's not as wealthy as her. No, he's definitely marrying up. He's a multi-millionaire and he's marrying up. So
yeah.
All right, boys. Well, I got a show to do. So y'all be good. We will heckle each other tomorrow. Have a great night or great afternoon, you guys. We'll see you later.
Yep. Sportcat's up next, and he's already got the network. Supervan Ken.
Right.
I'll see you tomorrow too, bud.
You too.
All right. Supervan Ken and Sportcat. He's up next with Sportcat's Daily Gazette. You can find it on YouTube at Para or Normal Guys, 4 words, guys with a Z, or just search Sportcat shows on YouTube. And I think you can search the same thing on Facebook too. But I cannot do a what did we call it? What is the after show or whatever the hell it was, the Howard Stern thing? Cannot do that today. I've got a lot of editing to do. I'm like more than 2 weeks behind now on getting this show. Both Sides Now is up to date, but this show, I've got to get edits and get the segments as individual episodes onto the RSS feed. So I got to do that. Have a great afternoon and evening, everybody. Stay dry if you're in Florida, and stay independent. Think for yourself. All right, that's it. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for getting off the porch and run with the big dogs. See you again. Great show, everybody.